Hello, hello! In today's video, I want to talk about Amazon PPC in 2025, what works, what doesn't, and what has changed. So my name is Iani. I have sold on Amazon for over 5 years, and now I have a full-service Amazon agency called e-commerce, where we work with a little bit over 20 brands, managing a little bit over $20 million in year revenue. So it's safe to say that I've seen a lot of Amazon ads, Amazon PPC, what's changed in the last 5 years, and especially what's working in 2025. So let's get into the video. As an agency, we get a lot of data with ads, ad spend, ad sales, overall how the market is going for different categories, different niches. And I think it's very beneficial for someone who's a brand, doesn't have an agency or just starting, or even someone who's been established to kind of see what we're seeing in the market. As a brand owner, you can only see so much in the market unless you have a lot of SKUs in a lot of different categories. So what actually has changed in the last 5 years and what's happening now in 2025? The biggest difference is probably the cost per click. That has risen significantly. A lot more brands are using ads. If you look back 5 years ago, a lot less brands were using PPC and a lot more people were doing organic sales. So 5 years ago plus, you would see many times brands list on Amazon and just do very well organically, not really run ads. Or if they do, they would run a very basic auto campaign. Now it's a bit more complicated. Now pretty much everyone is running ads, and because everyone is running ads and everyone bidding on keywords, it becomes more expensive. Also, something that used to work maybe 4 or 5 years ago that doesn't work now as much anymore is the simplicity. Before, you could get away with the auto campaign, one auto campaign, put a lot of products in it and just smash it through. Right now, it's a bit more complicated. You need to be using the full funnel, broad, phrase, exact, automatic, product targeting, brand defense. There's a lot more intricacies if you really want to do it well and kind of be competitive. And also, bids are higher. Where you used to generate a lot of sales on 10, 15, 20 cents of bids, now you're going to struggle to do that, especially with the more competitive niches. Also, something that has changed the last 5 years, Amazon has grown significantly. So there's more customers and there's not that many more sellers, as crazy as that sounds, because a lot of sellers are dropping off because of the fees going up and things becoming harder for a lot of the new sellers. The established sellers are kind of using that momentum because they're establishing their brands. People who launched 3-4 years ago have a lot of reviews, maintaining their rankings, and they're doing more sales than before. So what's actually working in 2025 though with PPC? What I see working very well and what has been working better and better the last year is auto campaigns are doing very well. People like to talk bad about auto campaigns, but auto campaigns as a bang for your buck, it's very good. What you need to be very careful with auto campaigns is having the right negations, meaning if your conversion rate is 10% and every 10 clicks you convert and you see on your auto campaign you have search terms that are going 15, 20 clicks, maybe it's time to negate it. Also, irrelevant search terms. If you're advertising a watch and you're showing up for a Nintendo Switch, negate that. So you need to be more careful. Also, another thing you need to understand now, in 2025, you need to be vigilant with your PPC. You need to be checking things. Because things are more expensive, you need to check more and more, meaning you need to check your PPC constantly. I'm not saying every hour, but I will check it daily and do changes every couple of days or even once a week, just so you get enough time for the data. Because the last thing you want to do is change your bid every 2 hours. You don't have enough time or data to see things because Amazon's reporting many times is up to 72 hours in delay. So whatever you're seeing now is not 100% correct. So bear that in mind. Extremes rarely work very well, meaning if you over optimize, it's not going to do very well. If you under optimize and you do it not often enough, then it's going to be an issue as well. Something that has changed also significantly is the importance of listings. Listings and images have always been important, but 4 or 5 years ago, it wasn't as important to have an amazing image because the competition was so bad with images. Now, having a great image, having the right price, having great reviews, having the bullet points, content, everything optimized really does help, and it improves your PPC, which is the key. So that's a major change as well. What I would say, the biggest changes in PPC other than the cost per click and what campaigns work, it's not the profession. It's more of a professional playground. For you to really take advantage of PPC, you really need to understand it's a full-time thing if you really want to do PPC correctly, because advertising on Amazon is such a big lever that if you don't understand it, it can destroy your business. And if you don't understand it, it can scale your business significantly. Now, of course, you always have to have a good product, good reviews, good pricing, good market fit. You have to have those things, because if you don't, PPC is only going to help you so much. PPC is there for you to be seen, but the product actually being bought, that's not really PPC. That's people seeing the product, clicking on it and buying it. So you need to understand these things. My advice for any brand right now in 2025 is be very vigilant on your PPC spend. Check often. We do, because we're an agency, we check every day. We don't make changes every day, but we check every day because we want to see things, right? I would suggest at least once a week to go through your PPC and check what's happening, what's going well, what's not going well. Don't do super big incremental changes. If your bid is $1, don't take it to $2. I'd much rather do 10, 20% increases, depending, of course, on the competition. Testing, it's very important in PPC. You want to be testing as much as possible. You want to do product targeting, you want to do competitor targeting, you want to do brand defense, you want to do broad, phrase, exact, you want to do automatic. If you have the budget, some sponsored videos, some sponsored brands. You want to test as much as possible if budget permits, because every product works differently. And also remember, PPC is about precision. 5 to 10 keywords is where you make the most of your money. Everything else is extra, but your big money generator is going to be the most relevant keyword. So always keep that in mind. This is probably the metric I will optimize most for: conversion rate. The better your conversion rate, the better your ad spend, the better your organic sales, the better everything. Because if you can get from 10 to 20% conversion rate, you're literally selling double and more. And if you add the organic momentum, you're selling more than double. So conversion rate is something you need to be really, really vigilant about and always optimizing for that. And of course, reviews, good product. Good product now is more important than ever because remember, the customer is maturing. Amazon is bigger. People now are used to buying products online. So the better the product, the better you're going to do. Customers are just getting smarter. I hope you like this video. A lot more to come of this. If you have any questions, pop down a comment. I'm here to help with anything I can. See you soon.